But we're going to be playing Stanley Parable today, which is a game that I have a lot of fondness for. It was recently re-released as the Ultra Deluxe Edition, but we're going to be playing the original version tonight. I'm not going to show every single ending. I'm going to try to show you as many as I can. Alright, see you later, nerd. You big Dorcas. I'll catch you stream later. Say bye to Pank, everyone. Right, so we're gonna be showing off the original game. I'm gonna show you basically as much as I can of this game, but this isn't a walkthrough, and if you want to see the rest of the endings, I highly recommend buying the game. But before we play the game, we're actually gonna do something we haven't really done before. We're gonna play the demo. So I'm gonna just very quickly. Oh, yeah. Let's see, it was launching. It is still launching. Working on hotkeys from HEV stood for it to go into another game. Ooh, cool. Was it mental to get ready? Ah, I see. I didn't see that there was a reply. I thought you were calling me a nerd. Which would be totally fair. Be totes fair. Ah. Come on, launch the game. There we go. So we're actually going to be playing the demo because the demo is actually kind of its own little separate thing. Just going to see if I can get this to actually work. He's being a bit fiddly. I apologize for that. God. One sec, everyone. One sec.
Thank you, Starfucker.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my god, I'm just gonna butcher this. Shinigo Isakawa? I'm so sorry if I didn't get that correctly. But thank you so much for following. Welcome in. Oh, that's lovely to see. I'm going to be actually switching over to the game. No. 1 second. Oh, why did I have to go? Big difference. Oh. Right, let's see if we can get this working. Nothing ever works when I try to do it. Nothing ever works. There we go. So, can I? Is that the best I can do? Normal wide. Let's do the widescreen. We want to get all that good widescreen action. There we go. Oh, and you may have noticed I forgot to say, but
Starfucker.
Oh my god! Thank you for subbing. Oh, thank you for buying the gift sub to Marsupio. Oh, goodness. That is so kind. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, make this a little bit smaller. Don't mind me. We're getting there. All right. Yeah, of course. I'll send you the WAV file. You know, to get that, I didn't have a good save file. For that part of the game, so I had to replay like an hour of the game that is from with all of the sound off except the voice clips, just so that I could record a completely clean version of that sound file. But I will send it to you. I'll send it to your Discord after my stream is done. It is from 2064 read-only memories. Right. So anyway, I mentioned, I'm sorry, I've been talking for so long, but I've been excited to show everything off. So we are now going to be playing, let me actually just move my thingy. We're going to be playing the demo, or the Stanley Parable demonstration, to get a feel for what this game is all about. And here we go. Yes, I like it quite a bit. I played it twice now. It is really good. It's very good and queer. It's very cute. It's got great music. Good and really nice feel to it. It's a little long, maybe. It's clocking in at probably about 14 hours. But I like it. It is very worth it, I think. Okay. Are we able to hear the game, by the way? Thank you.
Welcome to the Stanley Parable demonstration. Your number is 28. When your number is displayed, please enter the demonstration room. Thank you.
Let me actually get us full captions.
Thank you, and have a pleasant demonstration.
I never did. No, this is actually the only version I played. I've not played the updated version. Waiting room. Please wait for your number and then enter. Thank you. Oh no, we're quite far. We're 28, so we've got a little bit of time. You can go and have a little look. You want to see what this demonstration is all about? Let's just go through. Got some other games. Got, I believe that's Gunpoint. Metal Gear Solid 2. That's gotta be... Is that Half-Life? Kentucky Route Zero, I believe? Don't get me wrong, the standalone is best, but there's a certain charm you can... I can believe it. I can definitely believe it. Maybe I should check that out, actually. Oh, Theo, hello. In the way of the camera, baby. Alright. Okie doke.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Stanley Parable live demonstration. It will be my pleasure to guide you through this sneak peek at what to expect in the Stanley Parable. A tease, just enough to leave you hungry for more. How exciting. Can't you just feel that nervous tension? The looming uncertainty? Why don't we drink in the anticipation for a moment, just for 20 minutes or so? Please, for just 20 minutes, don't move or act in any way. Simply remain motionless and let the thrill of demoing the Stanley Parable wash over you.
Deadbolt, I'm not familiar with that. Please remain motionless for 20 minutes. Oh, I can't contain my excitement.
Oh, I get it. You're too anxious. You can barely hold still. Well, tell you what. I think we should walk off that nervous energy before getting the demo underway. Here, why don't I take you on a little tour of the facility and show you how we make a demonstration for a game like the Stanley Parable.
Ooh, yeah, I was going to have a look.
This is where I and the other proctors have been working meticulously to construct a demo that explains clearly and concisely exactly what the Stanley Parable is, how it plays, and why you should spend real-world money on the main game. Video game demonstrations are tricky, and without the proper technology, you run the risk of the player having no idea what to expect in the full version. Ah, here is one such technology. These buttons are meant to convey the meaning of choice and the impact of the decisions you make. After all, choices carry tremendous meaning and consequence. Didn't you know that? Go ahead. Why don't you try picking one of these buttons to press, and we'll see what your choice says about you.
Oh, gosh. Choices in video games. I want to go for this one. No, oh, yeah, I can't jump in this game. I completely forgot. Let's try it for this one.
How fascinating. Did you know that 94% of all people who select that particular button are sexual predators? You see, our choices really do illuminate the very intangible nature of our minds and souls. Pervert.
That is not fair.
Okay, what else can I show you then? This place is the buffalo of game design. Nothing is wasted.
Hello, Buttercup Bandito. It is a Robin. Goodness, thank you. I'm doing very well today. I'm very excited to be back streaming, and I've been showing off my VTuber.
Now, I think you'll find this exciting. We've actually developed a wall that you can walk through. Go ahead, give it a shot.
Ooh, this sounds fun. Is there anything behind the wall? Nope.
Oh, guess it's still in development. Right, okay, moving along.
But I wanted to walk for the wall. Yes, get used to this voice. If you like this voice, you're gonna enjoy the rest of this game.
How's the anticipation? Still feeling it?
Ooh, the emotion booths.
Now, here's what we use to convey story. These booths convert text from a story into raw emotion. Go ahead, step into one of them and feel the sheer power of narrative exposition.
Ooh, I want to feel despair.
Where did these cliffs go? Where did these cliffs go?
Having a
These
mustache,
crags
looking
that we
at.
stood upon, they shielded us from our own ignorance, spoke coddling words and wrapped our vulnerabilities in a woolen cloth.
Hello, Killer
that so
Shrew.
many times I tried to set aflame. If I knew these comforts now,
Alive but
if I
only
was any more
knees.
sensitive to the heat of my touch. Perhaps it was the cold
Wikipedia,
I desired
shave.
most of all. That empress to whom
List of
my
emotions.
flesh was always invisible. A hammock for the bones, waiting
Just
to be
groovy.
touched and to be known.
Confident-ish. Right, Discovery.
It was
How does
known,
Discovery feel like?
And within the shame he carried that ocean
Dead except your
breeze
knees.
did drift.
Unremarkable.
The fierceness of the tides, the inevitable collapse
Sullen or
of their
whatever.
kingdoms,
Too much
washed
soy
ashore,
sauce.
bereft of shame, martyrs devoid of a cause, ripping and tearing at the eternal seams. A vessel
Sneezing
without a
yourself to
captain,
death.
carrying itself like plastic in the wind, hinting at a purpose that was
Let me tell you, those emotions were quite similar. Oh no, courage isn't working. Happiness isn't working. Embarrassment. Confusion.
Now, we have to save at least a few
Fear.
emotions for the full game.
I can't wait for a video game with emotions.
Ooh, you went in both booths? Oh, how vulnerable of you. If at any point during the demo you need to cry, just let me know and we can take a minute.
Hell yeah.
One of the most important parts of administering any demonstration
Yeah, it kinda
is
does sound
pumping
a
up
bit like
your
Harry
ego
Enfield, actually.
and appealing to insecurities about your sense of self-worth. That's
I
why we use
believe
this rule
the
to
voice
develop
actor
cheap
is Kevin
compliments to
Breitling.
shower on the player
I might be
during
wrong
the
on
demo.
that.
Go ahead and press that button to see some of the superficial flattery we've been cooking up.
Oh, I want to get flattered. I'm a complete slut for compliments. So here we go.
My heavens, I've never met someone who can consume as much uranium in a single sitting as you can. Just look at you go. Of all the people I know who are playing this exact demo at this exact moment and standing in this exact room, your performance is easily in the top 5,000. Top
Oh,
4,700
do you really
even.
think so?
I won't go as far as 4,600. Let's see. Oh, this is embarrassing. I really can't think of anything else to say. No. You've really exhausted my list of compliments. Goodness, that was fast. Either you or this department has a lot of room for improvement. Okay then, what's next?
Oh, the compliments truck. Compliments TM, yes. You know, I'm used to that. Demo in progress, okay,
Thank
yeah.
you, Starfucker.
Oh my god, thank you for the subscription! Thank you, Buttercup. Oh, thank you so much. We did compliments. Can we get out of here? I don't think so. No, can't go down here yet. Karen Brighton is the voice actor. I had to look it up. Yeah, not particularly well
now
known.
This room is perhaps the most important you'll encounter in the demo. This is where we determine whether or not the demo has been effective. Whether it's conveyed the wit and soul of the Stanley Parable in such a compelling way that you reach immediately for your No! What are you doing? You can't make that decision yet. You haven't played the demo. We've put so much work into this demonstration. Wouldn't it be a shame if you rush?
Oh no.
Just look at you go.
Oh no. I accidentally hit the quick save. Actually, let me double check that so the I accidentally hit a quick save. Sorry about that. Oh, it was a
now this room is perhaps the most important you'll encounter.
I've not
in the
played
demo.
Void Bastards.
This
It looks
is where
really
we
fun
determine
now.
whether or not the demo has been effective, whether it's conveyed the wit and soul of the Stanley Parable in such a compelling way that you reach immediately for your credit card to purchase the main game. No! What are you doing? You can't make that decision yet. You haven't played the demo. We've put so much work into this demonstration. Wouldn't it be a shame if you rushed right into making a purchasing decision without savoring it first? Let this one simmer. You'll have plenty of time to decide later.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's all good.
And there you have it. Everything you need to know about how video game demos are made.
Oh, I've learned so much.
However, it's still important that we address safety concerns. Please closely observe the following possible negative side effects of playing the Stanley Parable. If you agree to be held 100% responsible for any and all injury or long-term damage, mental, physical or otherwise, that may occur while playing the demo, please do not press the large red glowing disagree button at this time. Nothing? No objections? You're quite sure about that?
There is no disagree button.
Well, all right then. In the event that you do experience one or all of the previously listed symptoms, let's establish a signal for you to convey to me that you wish the demonstration to be terminated. Please step into the dance perimeter.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Please perform a dance. Your dance has been recorded. In the event that you feel confused or disoriented by anything you see inside the demo, perform that dance and I will terminate the demo immediately. Right. All preparations have been made. It is time at last. Are you prepared for the Stanley Parable?
Yeah, finally.
Oh wait, what are we doing here?
Welcome to the
Did we not-
Stanley Parable demonstration. Your number is 29.
Okay, I'm lost. Let's just get back to the green room and start the demo again. I must have done something wrong the first time.
No problem. These things happen. I'm very used to technical hiccups.
Okay, here we go. The Stanley Parable demo take 2. Finding the demo, learning exactly what the Stanley Parable is. Here it comes.
Yeah, Manuel makes a very good point here. This is meta before meta just meant pointing out that something you were doing is dumb and lazy. Okay, here we go.
Oh wait, what's this?
8. 8.
Wait. This is all wrong. This isn't the
8.
Stanley Parable. This is a game where you press a button and it says 8. Not only is the Stanley Parable not a game about
8.
continuously pressing the number 8, I can guarantee
8.
that this button does not appear anywhere in the main game.
8.
Why is it here instead of the demo for the Stanley Parable?
8.
Where did the demo go? There was an actual
8.
demo here before. Something has
8.
gone wrong. It's all gone horribly
8.
wrong. We need to get you out of here before you start
8.
forming impressions of the Stanley Parable based on whatever the hell this
8.
8 game is. We need to get out. We need to start
8.
over. You mustn't stay here another minute.
8.
Out. Go.
8.
No, I like the 8 game.
8. 8.
Now, I think perhaps you've misunderstood
8.
me, so let me reiterate as clearly
8.
as I can. This is not the Stanley
8.
Parable. What you are doing
8.
is pushing a button over and over that does
8.
nothing but speak the word 8. Has that gotten through?
8.
You may be continuing to press this button under
8.
the impression you're playing the Stanley Parable right now. An
8.
assumption that is, I should remind you again, entirely
8.
erroneous.
8.
I need you all to know how often in my daily life that I say 8 in this
8.
voice for no reason.
8.
Where I will just walk around on my own and just go,
8.
Doesn't even make sense. Why would I have gone to
8.
all of this elaborate setup just to demonstrate
8.
a game that doesn't do a single thing
8.
except repeat the word 8? The waiting room, the green room, the tour of the facility, all of that for no reason other than to contextualize and build up this particular game. Why? What about this game deserves any of that time and attention? Are you seeing something in it that I'm not?
8.
8. 8.
8.
8.
Okay, here's the deal. It isn't possible that you still think this is the Stanley Parable. I've restated the fact too many times, which means that you are now consciously choosing to delay the actual demo as long as possible. Is that it? Are you afraid of the Stanley Parable? I suppose another possibility is that you can't hear me because you're playing with the sound off. In which case, what are you even getting out of this 8 game in the first place? The scenario is perhaps even more concerning.
8. 8. 8.
You really are finding this amusing, aren't you? The experience of pushing a button and it says 8. Is this intrinsically captivating to you on its own as a legitimate experience? I mean, I'm starting to wrap my head around the idea, but it's not all the way there. How do you get into this demo? Are you our target market for the game? Should I be concerned for the Stanley Parable sales numbers right now?
Alright, yeah, had enough of the 8 game. Alright, see you in a bit.
Oh goodness, finally. Now, let's get back to business and start this demo over from the top.
Alright, we can get there. 8. Yeah, I actually thought you particularly were going to like this because I know you like this kind of dry, very British humor. Although this is not a British game, but it definitely has that kind of, that sort of dry wit. And then that we're both fans of.
Yes, we heard it all the first time.
Yeah, we're back to the
now
way we
let's take
started.
a minute to get something straight here. When you sit down to play this demo, you are assuming an amount of responsibility for its outcome. Now, I can't say for certain whether you caused us to encounter the 8 game rather than the Stanley Parable, but I think it's a pretty safe assumption that you had something to do with it. At this time, please take a minute to think about all of the mistakes you've made in playing this demonstration,
Okay,
as well as
I'm
your
thinking.
lack of respect for demo taking in general.
I'm sorry. Thinking about it, I'm considering. Oh, there's a lot there. There's a lot there that I've done wrong in my life. And I've come to terms with all of it.
I really feel the introspection on my end. Now that we're all on the same page again, I feel ready to attempt the demonstration once more. In this third attempt, we shall truly come to understand the meaning of the Stanley Parable. Let the demonstration begin.
Oh.
No, it can't be over yet. You didn't see anything. Everything that was supposed to demonstrate why the Stanley Parable is a quality experience worth your time and money. It was here somewhere, I'm sure of it. Oh, no. We have to get out of here. We have to find something for you to do, anything. The demo cannot end like this. Hurry, this way.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm right behind you.
Okay, yes. This is new. This is different. Surely there must be a game somewhere in here. Okay. Oh, how about this cup? Yes,
Ooh.
Go pick up the cup. All right, now put it, in the bin.
Yeah.
You did it! You won! You know what you get for winning? An achievement. Wow, the Stanley Parable just keeps getting better and better. In fact, let me take a little survey of your experience. Based on what you've played so far, would you purchase the
Thank you for
Stanley
posting check.
Parable?
And now dance.
You responded,
What a clear and straightforward demonstration of the merits of the Stanley Parable. I am convinced of the quality of the full game.
incredible. You really do get it. You understand. Oh, I was so worried. I just wanted you to know what I see in the Stanley Parable. What I think makes it, well, special. It's so very difficult to put into words. Oh, we're all beyond that now, aren't we? Come along. Let's get to the end and the final choice.
Yeah, final choice.
Ending. Where are you? Where are you?
Oh, that was the
This is
disagree
it.
button. We ran past the big red disagree
Yes,
button.
the end. Now, this is where we want the demo to be over. And I think it's time for you to log your final decision as to whether or not the Stanley Parable is any good. And it all comes to this. Please consider very carefully before answering. Much is at stake.
Okay.
Is it working? Are you sure? Sure you pressed the button? What? No, we finished the demo. Did it start again? Hello? Is anyone there? They already finished. They said they liked it. I need someone to stop the demo. Hello? We need to go back. We need to get out of here.
We need to go back.
Oh no, what's going on? Where is everyone? Okay, over to the left, down this way.
Oh, it's the isolation chamber.
Oh, nice and quiet. Finally. Well, I suppose we can both agree that I failed, haven't I? My job was to be a teacher, and I so badly wanted to teach you exactly what the Stanley Parable is supposed to be.
Thank you for the pats.
Somehow I couldn't. Well, at any rate, I don't know if I care for the Stanley Parable anymore. Do you think any of this is actually in the main game? Honestly, I doubt it. What would that even look like? No, I think I've had enough of it. No more doors, no more demonstrations, no more endings. That's the other problem with this game. There's too many bloody endings. I'm sick of them. How can one game end so many times? It doesn't make sense. Oh, but back at the beginning of the demonstration, now, that was lovely. No concerns about where it was all going. No confusion. Just a blank slate. Yes, that's what I want. A game of beginnings. Hey, do you remember, just a few minutes ago, when we met for the first time, and I showed you the technology used to make the demo, because I thought there actually was a demo. Oh, we were so naive back then, how little we knew of the world. And then, when we ended up back in the waiting room, even though you'd already done that before, yes, it's all so fresh in my memory.
Very jarring.
There were such wonderful moments. Oh, and then when we played the game with the cup and you won, and then we kept wandering and we ended up in a stairwell somewhere, and we just kept climbing and climbing, flight after flight after flight. I thought they would never end. And then we were on some kind of catwalk. I didn't have any idea what was down there. Did you? And we just kept going, and we found that elevator, and it said escape on it. And we talked about it for a while, about how we couldn't possibly know whether this was really an escape, but that it seemed worth a try, and at the very least it would be an adventure. So we got inside, and we rode the elevator up and up and up. We had some sense that the end was coming, but we couldn't possibly know when. And then after so long, it finally stopped, and we stepped out into the lush outdoors, the trees, the wildlife, the sun rising on a new and glorious path. Freedom. We were free. There was nothing to think, nothing to know. Simply us being right there in that moment. Wasn't it so beautiful? Wasn't that moment so singularly, piercingly beautiful? We were free.
And that's the end of the demo. Now, yeah, this demo goes way hard, and I love it. It's a beautiful, completely standalone little thing, and totally worth it. I absolutely adore it, and it sets the tone for this game so perfectly. The game, which we are now actually going to play, so I'm gonna get this, and we're gonna switch over. I've got to make a couple of settings, so please bear with me. And yeah, I do want to say what Manuel is saying here, that the voice, doing this kind of voice acting It's very impressive. I don't really... doing the directing this kind of voice acting as well, I imagine would be very difficult. Alright, so I'm going to very quickly... Meh. Meh. Okay. Okay, I'm just setting up, I'm just doing all the settings, so we should be able to see the game very shortly. Do that as a run in window. Please let this work first time. I think it's working. I think it's working. Right, I'm now gonna switch it over. Oh, it worked first time. Hell yeah! I can't believe it. What should we do? There we go. There we go. That's what we want. I'm just gonna double check that all my thingies still work. It looks like it. Right. And make sure that we have the full captions, please. Okay, we are ready. Time to play the full game. Loading, loading, loading. So basically this game has a ton of endings. Ah, thank you! Thank you for that, Bats! This game has a ton of endings. You'll see what I mean by that very shortly. And I'm going to try to get through as many of them as possible tonight, but we're not going to do a full playthrough, so we're not going to see the whole thing. I think there are just over a dozen endings. If we can get through probably a little bit more than half of them tonight. And I should point out again that this is not the recent re-release. This game was re-released.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
This is the game. We're Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. It's very empty. It's very eerie. If you've ever been in an empty office building, like after hours, it has a very eerie vibe. A knife!
When When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did he though? Now, if there's one thing that I learned from the Stanley Parable demonstration is that choices are important.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yes, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think he did though.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
If you're lying right now, stop. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. And you'll be dead. So, that's a double whammy.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
Thank you for joining.
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm scared. I'm nervous. Oh, I'm scared of talking on phones. But we're gonna do it. Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, Everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
But it's telling me to. What else have I got if I don't push buttons? Who am I if I don't push buttons? It's what I do. It's what I was made to do.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Right, well, back at it. That was one of the endings. That scared me. So, let's,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
you know what, fuck it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
We're gonna
Stanley knew
rebel,
perfectly well.
even if it's
Perhaps he
futile.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Thank you, I'm really
Wow.
pleased with how
Yes,
what the setup I
this
did.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Alright,
took the
well
first
this time
open
let's
door
go,
on
let's
his
do this
left.
now. Whoop, let's go through
And so
here.
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yeah, you know what, actually, let's get back on track.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips are not getting
In a wave
fired.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Let it ball up inside you. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all that text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. I know, you feel so amazing when you do something slightly different. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Standalone graphs. Push for funding for R&D for a new coffee machine. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets or the topic of... The future of was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Refleet. What do we got over here? Bi-quarterly post-review review. We need those reviews. I want to get rid of the deaf sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. Work harder, hard worker. A lot of percentages. Teenagers, size of demographic, space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins, trash cans, renaming of the ideas bin. Firing on me, ideas bin. What do we got here? What do people want? Things. Happy feelings. Mike James, you're fired. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. What is hot? Profits, 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 profits. Rate at which charts of the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market per... Monetize free to play. That one could work. Oh, I don't want to go in a broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go and have a look at the boss's office. Ooh,
Stepping
swanky.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I'm gonna guess.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What is going on here?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Very sus, if you ask
Stanley
me.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape, mind control, escape, mind control, escape, mind control. Now we need to know what the mind control is all about.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an
Good
employee
night.
in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Thank you for
the
joining.
lives of so many individuals reduced to
See you next
images
time.
on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's
Love you
control
too,
all this
Pank.
time? Was this the only
Thank you
reason
so
he was
much for
happy
the
with
gift
his boring
sub.
job? That his
And I'll see you
emotions had been
later.
manipulated
Bye-bye.
to accept it blindly?
Snoof, snoof. Snoof, snoof, snoof.
No.
Well, we gotta find out what's
He
going on here.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hell yeah, we are. Yeah, we're exerting control.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay! We beat the game and achieved freedom. But I feel like there's more to see. So yeah, basically this game is about making these kind of weird choices, and then sometimes stuff will change slightly. Like, there are papers everywhere
All of
now.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No. Ah, I want to get up on the desk. I want to go oob.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No, this is a great gag.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Yeah, so I feel like the fact that this game came out a decade ago and it was making fun of these kind of non-choices in games. In fact, it's built all around this idea of non-choices in games. And we still get that kind of bad, boring, unimaginative, binary non-choices in games. It's an indictment on the gaming industry. Oh, we have to begin again. We're literally stuck there until... I think if you wait there for like a long amount of time, something happens. But to be honest, we don't have that kind of time.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes, there is an achievement for clicking this door 5 times.
Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true...
Yeah, the 420 door!
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Alright. We can do it. I can click a lot.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
There's 420. I can't open 420. They're blazing it up in there. There we go.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Okay. You're the boss. I want my achievement. There we go.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
We're getting... This will be worth it. This will be so worth it.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh, yeah. Go on, let's go. We're gonna go. We're gonna get the achievement. I promise you. And it's gonna be so good.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah! We can do this.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Where is that? There you go.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it. Now the copy machine. Do that one again.
Oh, we're so close. Where's the copy? Is it back here? Oh my god, come on. There it is. There it is.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Oh, that felt so good. Oh, achievements. Give me achievos. I need chivos.
When Stanley came to a set of
Yeah,
two open
yeah.
doors,
Let's
he
go
entered the
left.
door on his left.
Yeah,
There was not a single person
I've
here
done
either.
this.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
let's-
walked
you know what, actually, let's go.
upstairs
There
to
was
his
another thing
boss's
we-
office.
Ooh, executive bathroom. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Babaroo, hiya. Welcome in. It's so nice to see you for the first time. Welcome in, you lovely. Yeah, the narrator is so fucking good. I love him so much.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
yeah.
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Oh, thank you. Ah, this is nice. Thank you for the head pats. I'm glad that people have been using them
Feeling
responsibly.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yes, yes. This is my first rodeo.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We can escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
You know what? I'm gonna risk it.
The door
All right,
behind
risk it for
him
a
was not
biscuit.
shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to
Thank
turn
you
around
for
and
the
get
head
back on
pats.
track. At
Give
this
me them
point,
scritchies.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward
Oh, thank
and
you.
willingly confront his death.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. Looks us. Fuck it. Ah.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real...
Oh no, fuck, I accidentally pressed the... balls.
Go give me a few clicks on
Oh,
door
no.
416.
Oh my god. Sorry.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine...
You know what, we're gonna begin the game again. I'm so sorry, I accidentally pressed the auto load button. Fuck it. We're gonna do that again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Fucking hell. So typical. I think it's actually because it's the same. Let's see if I can change this. If I edit the keys. No, it looks like those... I can't change the auto save and auto load ones. That's really annoying. Why can you not do that? Oh, so I just can't use that emotion then. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yada
Yet
yada
there was not a
yada.
single person
Yada yada
here
yada.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find
Not my
him coming
fault.
to a
I didn't.
staircase.
You can't
Stanley
change
walked
it.
upstairs to his boss's office.
No, actually, I'm gonna go downstairs. Cause screw this. I'm angry now.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very
It's
odd, and wondered
bending
if
my
this
mind.
voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That's a pretty bleak one. That's a very bleak ending. Let's try to get a better one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I love admiring this.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You know what? Let's a little quick content warning, because there's gonna be a suicide now. We're gonna break the law.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yep, that's literally it. It's a very weird one.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Surely it was all a lark.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open...
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We're gonna go down this way
Standing
anyway.
now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No,
Stanley was so bad
Can't
at following
control me.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
no, I'm going to
She's
get
been
off here, I
waiting.
think. Can we still get it? No, I missed it.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story, no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I didn't mean
Good job,
to
Stanley.
fell it. I fell
Everyone
it off the
thinks you are
platform. I
very
didn't mean
powerful.
to. It's like the one platforming puzzle in this whole fucking game, and I couldn't do it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
How bad I am.
What could it mean?
Eh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Dum 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 dum. Right, we're gonna
Stanley
rebelling.
came to a set of two open.
Always
This was
punk.
not the correct way to the meeting room.
Always
and Stanley
punk.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't. I mean, Stanley didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right, here we go. We can do it this time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Okay, here we go.
Someone
Can make it.
What?
There we go.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I don't know. This is all very sus, and stuff has gone bad.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I didn't.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm making
I still
poor
don't think we're
decisions.
communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
All right.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's
Yeah, it's going in a loop now.
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Hey, okay. Yeah, no. I'll trust you. I have no choice at this point. What could be behind this weird door?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
That reference is flying miles over my head, I'm afraid. Wow. I have no idea what Sailor's Hornpipe is, but if you want to post it in the Discord, actually, that's a good way for me to test that the Discord button still works. Oh, it doesn't. Great. But if you want to post it on the Discord, then please do. Because I want to know what that is. Also, hello, SVC. We're going through some stuff. But everything is fine, I think.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
So again, another content warning. There's going to be discussions and a silly portrayal of suicide now. If that is something you particularly,
Stanley, let me stay here.
particularly sensitive
Don't take
to,
this from me.
then watch with care, or maybe just ignore the next couple of minutes.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Yes, this became Undertale all of a sudden.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yeah, hey, we're starting. Yeah, maybe I do. But please post it in the Discord, and
All of his
will,
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
reclaim myself.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, and I feel like we've been on the wrong foot with the narrator for a while now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's go for this one again. And see what we've got. Also, how is everyone doing? I haven't really asked. We were so focused on me earlier, and we've got a bunch of new people
there
in.
was not a single person here either.
So what has everyone been up to while I've been gone?
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Actually, you know what? I want to go in here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Actually, I'm going to stay in here for a while. I might actually go and
There
pee.
was nothing here. No choice to make, no
I'll be right
path to
back.
follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Very
Got to
rude.
this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were
But he's
just about to
speaking. He's
leave
speaking
because
in
there's nothing
affect.
here
I
when
think.
a physical melody of some sort shut down your central nervous system, and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I think that's it, but we're going to stay for a couple more seconds. No, I think that's it.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't think there's anything here we can do.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad.
Yeah,
Stanley
you don't need
pushes
to
some
press it
buttons.
anymore.
Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Yes, Robin 2! Robin 2, this time it's personal. Robin 2 is way better than the old Robin. New and improved in every way. Also, hello, Ralph. Hello, baby. Oh, you've got so much gunk in your eye. Maybe I don't want to have to give you more eye drops. You're still developing so much gunk. Maybe we have to. He's had a lot of eye problems.
Stanley
and
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
the escape
Facility.
wasn't really worth it. We're gonna do this again.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley
Ralph.
thought to
Do you want to
himself.
come and
Did he
share?
have the strength to find out?
Right, well, come and get comfy then. No, okay, no, guess not. I am hoping, by the way,
Now
because
the
I'm going to be
monsters
rolling
jumped
mostly with the
their
VTuber
true
now.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee
Blah,
in the
blah, blah,
building.
blah.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I'm going to be mostly rolling with the VTuber from now on.
This mind control facility.
But
it was
I am
too
hoping to
horrible
invest in a
believe
second
it couldn't be
webcam so
true.
that I can
Had
do
Stanley
cat
really been
cam.
under someone's control
again.
all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Get comfy.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
I'm
Wasn't
petting the
it?
kitty.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
How do
But
you?
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So remember in the demo, and I believe I'm not going to make a liar of myself here. In the demo, there was the 8 button, and there was the line about saying that this button definitely doesn't exist in the game. It doesn't. There are other number buttons, but they don't go up to 8. Now, I remember that when we went here the last time, I followed the instructions, but that's not really what someone who isn't mind control
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I feel like if we're really going to take control take control back for ourselves, we have to do the opposite of what this voice is telling us today, right? That's a true way to make a statement and really, express ourselves as gamers in this video game.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to
No 8 button, unplayable.
turn the controls off.
You can't get it to say 8.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say,
I changed my mind.
now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all
We can do this. I just find the buttons.
Know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious.
Okay, we can do it.
Seconds.
We can do it.
Time
Somehow.
doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah, it's a atomic bomb rave.
Stanley. Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world. That's
The BBC theme is very apocalyptic. And I believe that that is a Billy Bailey reference.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and nothing.
No, this is a video game. I can save myself.
Blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
No! I can't end like this. I'm too young to die.
It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Oh, that's alright then. We're back to life. We're back to working in the office.
Co-workers were
Phew.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Fucking completely dead-ass dead.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Yeah, oh, just literally just coming right through now. I do like that. It's like an anti-frustration feature to just like, fuck, you know, you don't have to listen to this again. We know you've been through this.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read "Mind
I'm gonna do the
Control
escape ending
Facility."
again because I
Although
did mess
this
that up last
passageway
time.
had the word "escape" written on it. The truth
I
was
don't
that at
think
the
there
end of this
is.
hall, Stanley would
I don't
meet
believe
his
that there's an ending where you can actually stop the timer. All that stuff is just a red
The
herring.
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had
BBC.
every opportunity
That's such a
to turn
perfect
around
way
and
to
get
putting
back
it.
on track.
The music is way better than the actual program.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent
Oh,
end
no,
to
this
his
isn't
brief and
good.
shallow life.
This isn't good.
Farewell, Stanley.
This isn't good.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
So, it's basically a museum of the game. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. Filing cabinets. Computers. Baby. Ralphie. You've been away, honey. Been away, baby. See, these are the buttons. But none of them are 8. 8. 8. 8. And here are the credits. This is how you get the credits for the game. Narrator emails. Subject gay. Are you gay? Me? Gay? I'll never hear such things. And this is the Zending model. Game is not paused, it's a pause screen. Yeah, we got the elevator. Got a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot you can explore here, actually. I like how elaborate this is. I mean, obviously they're reusing all the assets, but it's just kind of neat. This game is basically all Easter eggs, but this is definitely like a very Easter egg worthy. Different versions of The Office. This is how it kind of evolved over time, I guess.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh god, it is Mass Effect 3.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
No. I chose to end it all by remaining passive. I mean, that's fine. R.I.P. me. Alright, Ravi, please get comfortable. You're stressing me out walking back and forth. Now, we got a couple more endings that I want to get to before we're gonna finish tonight. And I believe this one we have to begin the game again, because that just stays on the black screen. You are gonna get food, honey. Now, I'm really scared of everything that happens when I leave this room, so I'm actually gonna just sit here for a bit. Just gather my thoughts. Maybe we don't need to play the game. Maybe actually just breathe. Ralph, you're so silly. I thought there was an ending for this. Maybe I'm missing it. Oh. Maybe we have to go back in. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I thought there was an ending for just staying in the office.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Yeah, no, that's very relatable.
When Stanley came
Maybe
to
we
a
have to
set
do
of two
another
open
ending
doors,
first.
He entered the door on his left.
Alright, but we do have one we're gonna do now. We're gonna go all the way back to the boss's office
Yet
again.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I believe... Oh. Oh, Ralphie, for God's sake. God's sake. Jumped all over the keyboard. Fucking hell.
Here's
Okay.
the door, just go.
Right, we're gonna go back again. Oh, actually, we're gonna go. Sorry, we're not meant to go down here. We were meant to go to the right door. I apologize. I just double checked now, so I wasn't gonna. Foot funk squint.
Stanley decided to go to the
Yeah, it was good.
meeting
He
to
activated
check on
the
his
squint.
coworkers. He never functioned well by himself.
To be
and
fair, Ralph
constantly
always
needed
controls the
support and
stream
guidance
in
from
some way or
others,
another.
So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
We're gonna rebel.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The
Beautiful.
lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Fat chance.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, we're gonna go to this one again.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all
You're gonna
this
get
time.
food. Stop sulking,
There's someone you've
Ralph.
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I bloody didn't, though.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley
There actually
walked
is a blue door
through
if you
the
turn
red
around.
Door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Mischief and chaos
Broken rooms,
indeed.
exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yeah, here we go. It's going very well so far. I love playtesting this.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
No, of course not.
Let me boot it up.
Yay, new game.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
So you can totally play this game for 4 hours and you'll get an ending out of that. We're not going to do that today, though. If you play this game for long enough, it will put another button here, so you need to go between a button, so that you can't like just put like an automatic like write a script or something to hit the button for you. But you know what? I'm sick of this baby. It deserves death.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do.
I hate babies, that's why.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh yeah, I love this game.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this.
It's Minecraft about 1.5, I think?
Create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley.
Maybe a little bit earlier,
going
actually.
to build a house. This will go here.
Yeah, this is a
no,
secret minecart
here.
stream the whole time.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Yeah.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh, I love
It looks like it's
Minecraft.
going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Oh no, there's going to be skellies in here.
This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game. Yes!
Hell
I don't
yeah.
even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Yeah, we're playing Portal.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience, which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then, I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work. And I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
Now I believe that this is the old version of the game. This is before it was remade as a standalone game, and this was when it was still a Half-Life 2 mod. You see here the two doors. I'll do a little trek back. 427, where we started.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
End is never the end is never. Right, there is one more I want to get to, and it's one of the longer ones. But I think we should do it because it is one of the better ones of the game. And then that's going to be it.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
See
meeting.
if I remember how to do
Perhaps
this now.
he
I
had simply
think
missed a memo.
this is the right door ending, so we're going to go for the right door first.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yep, we can go down here too.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
All right, yeah. Okay, we'll go back.
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay, well, you know best.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I'm sure everything is fine.
Now, let's see.
Everything is fine.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, we're going further down, but sure.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Alright, well, we're starting off again, I guess.
All
Everything
of his
is normal.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Well,
meeting.
we're gonna go back to the
Perhaps
2
he'd
doors.
simply missed a memo.
I have to see what happened. Have to pick one of them as normal.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Alright, let's see what the story is. It's getting very non-Euclidean. This is fine.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just... Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
The friends we made along the way. Oh, they're so nice. But also, I want the story.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, well, hopefully there won't be as many doors as last time. Oh.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
That's good. It's always good to retrace your steps, see where you've gone. You know, if you ever drop something or...
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
All right, well, you know, we can still get there. We can still get the story on track. I'm sure we can. I truly believe in this narrator's ability for narrative cohesion.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Seems good to me, buddy. Oh, the line. Yeah, no, I like following the line so far. The line is very straight, narrow.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
Yeah.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, yes, good.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Yeah, no, let's drink it all in. I have a chance. Okay, cool. I think we have gazed upon the fern long enough.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Chekhov's fern.
Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay, yeah, let's try it. I've never been in this room before.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just
Line
don't acknowledge
TM.
it, and we should be fine.
Fern dating sim. There's an idea.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted.
That's probably why I wanted to
reverse
leave this
door's
one for
origin.
last.
So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Yep. Loud buzzer goes off and that's the end.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
And with that, we're going to call this stream. And I do want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined today. It was so good to show off the new VTuber and everything, and I'm just I've been so good to see you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be sending you off on a raid now. Oh, before that, I should say that on Thursday, we're going to play a sort of sequel to this, which is called The Beginner's Guide, which was developed by one of the developers of this game, Davey Reedon. Yeah, please do not look up anything about The Beginner's Guide, because I want that to be as much of a surprise as possible. But if you like this game, I think you're going to very much enjoy that one. But that's going to be for Thursday. But until then, I think we're going to send you off to the lovely Pank. There we go. Pank and Mental Marsupial, who was in the chat earlier today, they are going to be finishing off Subnautica. So please go and give them a very warm hello from me. Now, I just want to say thank you all so much, and actually, I will also plug the Discord if you feel like joining. Oh, blimey, it's not working. Oh, hang on, maybe I need to do it manually. Oh, I haven't set up the Nightbot. Give me a second. Can I please invite? There we go. Now you should be able to join through there. If you want to join the Discord, we usually do polls and stuff, and you just have a nice little hangout time. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's nice, getting more active in there. So please share whatever you like in there. But that's going to be it for tonight, and I will see you all on Thursday, hopefully. Thank you all again for watching, and until next time, bye bye.